In the game, my dues is overpaid amidst the hate. I feel like my welcome is overstayed. You'd respect me more if you knew what I overcame. Yesterday, I seen a sucker die of a loose change, so we protest, willing to give our lives for change. I got a rusty revolver for rainy days. She my throwaway. Every day I pray my damn demons gon' go away. A no umbrella, I just might pull up and make it rain. This music helped me numb the pain. She my Novocaine. Every time I touch the stage, I rush a dopamine. In my state, name a hustler that's as dope as me. I'll wait. I paved the way and made my lane. Forever changed the game. When it come time to walk away, they will never forget my name. Utmost respect to the vets, created the wave. I just hope the wave I create really create change. Overstand, this underground is overplayed. What is understood does not need to be explained. You respect me more if you knew what I overcame amidst the hate. I feel like my welcome is overstayed. Mark my words, fuck a chain, invest. Make an impact, that's a flex. Sincerely, just us. Watch your step, that's a threat.
Wonderful, illustrious, legendary Monarch Theater. I'm here with the same, I would say, the same type of respect. Illustrious, legendary, mayor of, governor of, the one y'all motherfuckers hate.
He's Papa Mamas?
Yeah, that's Justus right here. What's up, baby? How you doing,
doing,
bro?
sir?
What's good with you, man?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Appreciate you.
Hey, I've known Mans for a while. Since the beginning of this shit, I've known Mans, and he's done his thing, man. I've seen him come, just like everybody we talk to, man. I have a understanding of their journey, and seeing Guy come to where he's at now is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's never been done, at least from my viewpoint. I haven't seen it been done out here. Just a different type of guy, man. Different type of energy, different type of game, and I'm glad he sat down here with us and let us come here at Monarch. You weren't just a promoter, right?
No, I'm not a promoter.
Oh, you're not.
I'm not. I'm a community organizer.
Get the fuck out of here. Community organizer.
I'm a community
What do
organizer.
you organize in the community, sir?
I organize everyone. How do you think we make a festival happen?
Okay.
You know, I hate the term promoter.
Okay.
Because every promoter I ever dealt with in my career was janky. And I'm not janky.
You're not janky. You said
I'm
it on
fair.
Record. He said it on record. Okay.
I'm fair.
You're fair. All right. Before we get into the good stuff, let's talk about the great stuff. Your origin point, where you came from, where you started, how you got to where you're at right now.
Origin. My genesis is Cutthroat Logic. It'll always be CTL TAF, Cutthroat Logic, today and forever.
Let these niggas know what that is.
Cutthroat Logic was the premier rap group in the early 2000s. In Arizona, we set the bar for local hip-hop concerts. We were the first local rap group to sell out our own shows and headline our own shows regularly from approximately 2002 until about 2006. We had a really solid run. I mean, obviously it lived on and we kept doing stuff, and you actually used the final Cutthroat Logic album to launch Respect the Underground. That was our album release party, is how I launched the company and segued into RTU. So
Crazy.
When I transitioned from Cutthroat into RTU, I actually used the Cutthroat Logic final album release party to segue into RTU. But it'll always be CTL TAF. I mean, you see TAF around town. You still do. Shout out to the little homies. That is it's a movement.
That's North Side?
No,
That's
it's
everywhere?
all state.
That's everywhere? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
TAF is much bigger than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you jump into the community organization?
So
What made you go from rapper to organizer?
we'd always sold out our own shows.
Okay.
Like we never relied on we only I take that back. Shout out to TMC Presents, Audacity Entertainment, rest in peace, Audie Carter. In the early 2000s, there was no platform in Arizona. There really weren't even any venues that accepted local hip hop at all.
Facts.
And we sold out our own shows for an extended. Every show we ever threw that Cutthroat headlined was a sold out concert, and I learned the process from that. And then when I turned 30, and I was like, yo, like I'm getting older. Am I going to continue? Am I going to get out the game completely? Because I knew it was our last project as a group.
Okay.
Or am I going to take these resources in this game, all this knowledge that I've acquired, and am I going to apply it to building a platform for the community? And my biggest testament was like, can I do this with someone other than myself? So the first RTU event was Cutthroat Logic headlining. The second was Trap House.
Okay. Shout out to Ty.
And if it wasn't for Trap House, God rest his
Rest in
soul,
peace.
Taiki, we love you. Haters for the fucking week.
Facts.
If it wasn't for Trap's Kiss My Converse album release party, Respect the Underground would not exist. Because he came in 8 weeks after Cutthroat Logic's album release party and dropped Kiss My Converse, and he shit on us. We did like 600 people.
Yeah.
This man did 780, and we had a line around the block of people who couldn't get into Joe's Grotto.
Wow.
For
Joe's
Trap's.
Grotto, that's throwback.
Yeah,
Okay.
for Trap's album release. And it was so monumental and pivotal in the trajectory of the company because it showed us, oh my God, we can do this. We can copy paste the formula to anybody who's got a quality product. There's somebody in the community. They got hustle,
Okay.
and we can crack off this local market. We can crack off these local shows. So in year one, we cracked off like I think 6 RTU events, and then we created what was called the Up Next Sundays, which was like a farm league for artists that we weren't really familiar with. Because what happened was we created a registration process, and we had like 50, 100 like dope acts. But
Okay.
if you break down 100 acts, that's really only like 8 concerts. Like, let's keep it real. If you
Okay.
put X amount on each show, you put 8 on each show or 10 on each show, then you've already ran through everybody in like 8 or 9 shows, right?
All right.
But we had like 700 artists I'd never heard of. And at first I was like, man, how am I going to, like, what are we going to do? Because a lot of the music was questionable. It was like cringeworthy,
Yeah.
like we were cracking on it. Like,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
this is really bad. But then they were good people. They weren't like I can't, because my taste doesn't like what you make as art. Does that mean your art is trash? No, it means that your art needs more resources to develop. They didn't have access to studios. They didn't have access to producers. They didn't have access to a platform. They'd never been on stage. They'd never heard their song live. How do you know a song is whack in a live performance setting if you've never had a platform to perform it?
Fair enough.
You don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. So we created Up Next Sundays, and Up Next Sundays is the business model for what is now RTU.
Okay.
Because it became man, just give me $100 and keep 100% of whatever you sell. And like I would have cats come in and run up a bag. Like they come and dap me up like, yo, fam, I made a band tonight. Thank
Yeah.
you. And I'm like, you made a fucking $1,000? And they'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Good for you. High five. Let me buy you a beer. Like, because anytime somebody benefits truly from the platform, like they utilize the promo, they utilize the platform, they make money, they network, they make new fans. That shit that makes me like excited because I'm like, finally, somebody that gets it.
Okay.
It's not everybody gets it.
That's true. The question it proposes to me, and I guess it's expanding upon the original, what got you here. What was it that made you say, this is our last album? Like, because you're telling me every show y'all selling out, right? Every show y'all selling out, you doing your thing. So what was it that made you go like, this is the last album, this is the last show we gonna do? Why didn't y'all catapult from there?
So it was just clear to me that my brother Deontay Perry He was like my best friend since we were little kids, right? He had come to the end of his road as an artist because we invested a tremendous amount in our last album, and we sold the licensing agreement to MTV for like a movie and TV show thing.
Okay.
And it wound up getting placed on a video game called Battlefield Hardline. So we got actually 2 singles that went 6 times platinum.
Fire.
But like the money that we saw from that was like minuscule in comparison, right? And we had come to like, we knew that the creatively, he didn't want to he wanted to focus on his family. He was going into real estate. Like
Okay.
we both been in the corner touching 30.
Okay.
And he just didn't want to rap anymore. You could see he had lost his,
That
it was
vigor.
over for him,
Yeah.
Probably well before that. But he just kept, thugging with me because he loves to make music, and he hadn't finally come to the, it was just time for him to go on to a new chapter.
Okay.
And I always love him. He'll always be, family to me, but his road came to an end.
Okay.
And it was like I was last man standing, so I'm still going to carry the torch, but I knew there was something greater than just pushing my own brand. Like I've been pushing this brand with Cutthroat since I was 18 years old. So you're looking at like 12 years. 14, because we launched the company in 2012. First event was 2013. So you're talking, a solid 15-year run of us making music and putting out projects and touring and doing some really cool shit. So like, I wasn't ready to walk away. Plus, I don't want to work a job. Like I've been in the streets, I've been in cannabis forever. Like
Working sucks. It does.
yeah. Like 9 to 5. I'm a terrible employee.
Yeah.
I'm a great business partner.
like
But
that.
if you are my boss, I'm going to milk this clock and like finesse the system any way I can. And something that I'm passionate about, I'm gonna work 15-hour days and not blink.
Yeah.
So like I just wasn't ready to walk away from Arizona hip hop because while we were pushing this album, I had started hosting concerts.
Okay.
And I was hosting across the country because every time I would host a show for Sean Healy or Universal Music or insert promoter in the Valley here, because I would promote it, they would pay me to show up. They'd give me like $250, right? Well, I'd take that $250 and I would go press 500 EPs of the Cutthroat Logic album. I would go pull up on Bobby Fresh, my sponsor at the time, the clothing line I was working with, and I'd get a stack of T-shirts this tall, and I'd go host these shows and just give away T-shirts and CDs.
Mad merch. Okay.
Because that was how I realized that I couldn't perform every week in the Valley to promote this album, but I could host every single week and create and touch new fans, new market, right?
Yeah.
So I distributed we probably pressed up 15, 20,000 CDs over the course of this year. And all these shows I'm hosting, I'm noticing one common factor. It didn't matter if it was Exhibit, Cameron, Joel Ortiz. It didn't matter who the national act was that these artists were opening for. 30, 40 people would come see this opening act. They'd be in the front row. They'd throw their hands up. They'd pay $40 for a ticket, right? And as soon as that local act was off stage, 80 to 90% of those people would leave. They wouldn't stay for the headliner.
Wow. Okay.
They're not going to stay for Exhibit. They're not staying for Cameron. In fact, they don't give a fuck.
They came to see their people.
And this was the same in LA.
Okay.
It was the same in San Diego. It was the same in any city that I went to hosting. I would see the same thing. There's more local rappers in these cities and people who want to support them. They're paying $40 to see a national act that they're not sticking around for.
You found that market.
So imagine you see that. If they're willing to pay $40, I bet you they'd be willing to give $10 for a mixtape with all the artists. So what I did to unify everybody that was on the bill for the first 5 years of RTU. If it hadn't been for DJ John Blaze, RTU wouldn't exist.
Respect to
Because
Blaze
created a mixtape for every single concert for the first I want to say it was the first 4 years that we would create a mixtape, and we would even host it, and we would shout the artists out, yo, December 12th, RTU Volume 19, and then we'd shout the name out, right? But these were real CDs. So you pay $10, you get a ticket to the show and a CD with everybody on it.
Okay.
So the mixtape would bring all the artists kind of together because now they're promoting each other.
Yeah.
And they could sell them. Go out and hustle these mixtapes.
Okay.
So I knew if we could create enough value behind a local platform that people weren't afraid to spend money to come and support their neighborhood hustler, their neighborhood hero. You know,
So why do you think it's that? And it's this is what's dope about this is that a lot of people don't know they think they know, but they never really hear it from you, like what you had to do to get to where you're at. Because I know, like, I've heard a story that you had to clean Joe's Grotto's bathrooms to make shit happen, so you can
yes. I clean this room every single Arizona Hip Hop Festival. I mop this floor. I clean behind this bar. I move shit around. I'm the first one here. I'm the last one to leave, and it'll probably always be that way.
People don't see that, right? So another thing that I'm seeing that they don't see, and I'm just from the outsider viewpoint, and I've been in this position before as well. You saw the need for someone to provide a platform for a market that's not being like looked at, right? So why do you think the artists don't see the same value in what you're providing? And I'm not going to say all artists. But there is quite a bit that don't see the.
You're always going to have the acts that have delusions of grandeur and don't understand the work that goes into building any business's brand. The stage will humble you. You know, the filet mignons of the world that like to run their mouths, but have never
filet mignon.
Exactly my point.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
like
all
I'll never mention a bitch by name. I'm always gonna give my whole ass
I got a
nickname.
crazy story, but go ahead.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll get it.
Yeah.
And he got a pass. He almost got slept, but I ain't no bully, and I didn't realize he was only 4 feet tall until I met him in person. So
wow.
God bless him. Wish him the best.
Yikes.
Anyways, people don't. The internet is cancer.
Facts.
As much as it is the information highway, as much as it is God's gift to humanity to build businesses from the comfort of your own home, and all you gotta do is show up and create dope content, it is also a cancer to artists who don't understand the punk rock, hip hop, grassroots tactic work ethic of shaking hands and kissing babies and building a network and being personable and not being a dickhead. Like nobody owes you anything.
Nobody fucking knows you to begin with.
Yeah, nobody owes you anything. Nobody knows you. You make dope art. That's rad. So did Picasso. You know what I'm saying? But nobody cared until he died. So let's like really put this in perspective. Are you willing to go out there and meet people and attend other people's events and shake hands and network and say, hey man, check out my shit? Or hit somebody in a DM and be like, yo fam, I fuck with your shit. Check out mine. All these artists just want something, but they don't ever want to share somebody's shit.
Yeah.
They don't ever want to show up and buy a ticket. Like if I see anybody promoting their own event, I bang their DM, yo, what's up? Hit me with that ticket link. I buy 2 tickets. I don't always get to go.
Yeah.
But it's the principle of this man put his nuts on the line. He dropped his nuts. He stepped up. He put up the money to execute an event. He may or may not win. Like, support that man.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of community-orientated, like, things that people just can't, they don't have the bandwidth to grasp. I can't be mad at them. You know, they're special. It's okay.
Keyword, you said community, and I've been stewing on this, thinking about it when you said it, that you're a community organizer, right? And I know there's gonna be some people that are gonna take offense just because they're looking for that energy, right? So what do you say to the artist that's like, who's this white guy to say he's organizing my community? Because you have the people that says hip hop is just black, right?
Correct, it is black culture.
Okay, so when you say acknowledgement, I like that. So when you see people say, hey, this dude's a culture vulture, bro. Like, yes, he provides a platform, but the platform wouldn't exist if it wasn't for us.
Was Leor Cohen a culture vulture?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
I would say yeah, but he's necessary.
Okay, if Russell Simmons and Leor Cohen hadn't started Def Jam, where would hip hop be? I'm just saying, like, they only use my ethnicity to identify because it's all they got. They can't call out my character. They can't pull up and flex on me or press me. When you can't push somebody around, you're going to slander their name. And if all they got is the color of my skin, then they're always going to exploit that factor. But at the end of the day, hip-hop is universal in 2023. It always has been. But it does come from black culture. It comes from the urban communities. Like, I am a guest in the house of hip-hop. I always will be. but I have been at this barbecue since I was knee high to a fucking grasshopper. And you can ask my day ones. My brother, you call him right now, fucking FaceTime him right now, don't even tell him you're calling. And he'll say, Just was born at the barbecue. Like, he's been at the barbecue as long as I can remember.
But
I don't remember a time when I wasn't. Because my heroes are black. They always were, because of Michael Jordan and Bo Jackson and Mike Tyson and Michael Jackson. Like, I was into sports.
Okay.
I grew up on military bases. My heroes were black because of sports.
Okay.
Sports brought me to hip hop. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm 5 years old. Michael Jordan's my fucking hero. I don't know this man's any different from my dad. All I know is this motherfucker can jump from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Like, he's my hero. He can fly. This color of his skin had no bearing in my admiration. Like, it didn't even exist because my dad raised me in a household of light and love. Like, my dad's super religious. So racism didn't exist in my home. So I didn't know what that was until I became a teenager.
Okay.
Like, I had to become older and see it to realize this is even a thing. Like, I was perplexed at, what are you talking about? Like, what?
You grew up out here the whole time?
No, I grew up on military bases.
Oh, that's right. You did.
So
say,
I'm
my bad.
I'm fourth generation Arizona.
How long have you been out here?
Since 1993.
Okay.
So, well, my father retired from the military in 93, but my dad went to McClintock High School.
Hey, Charger Nation, red and blue, shout out, respect.
Yeah, he's ASU. He was a
Right.
Sun Devil. My grandfather was born in Sonora, Mexico. So, gringos. My grandpa was born in Mexico.
Okay.
My family was raised in Arizona. I'm fourth generation Arizona, but we grew up, on like 8 different military bases coming up as a child, but we always came back. I'm so Arizona, my dad came here on vacation on July 4th when it was 126 degrees. Who the fuck comes to Arizona on July 4th at 126 degrees on vacation by choice?
Yeah.
Like, you spent money to come here when it was that hot.
Okay.
You wild for that.
All right. I got you.
Never in a million years. But so
You're not a vulture. You're not a vulture.
that's, if they feel that way, then let them feel that way. That's not my place. I can't judge another man for how he feels about me. All I know is my truth.
But you know from you. You're
I know
saying
my
you're not.
character. I know what I do.
Okay.
Do I run a profitable business? Yes, but my business wouldn't be able to sustain an 11-year run if we weren't profitable. If we were a nonprofit organization that was funded by the government or some kind of grant, then maybe it'd be different. And maybe one day that'll be the case. But right now, this is a business that I use to feed my family, to feed other people's families, to provide jobs, and provide a platform in a community that had no platform until this platform existed. So if they want to call me a vulture for that, well, then bet. Create your own platform. Please, by all means, and do better than me. In fact, make your events free. But here's what I would like to regard in regards to that. So there are certain promoters in the Valley that say, we're the home of the free concert. We don't charge artists. Justus is a fucking janky blah, blah, blah. Check it out. You got a free show, right? He didn't charge you to perform. Did they charge people to get in? Did they give you a percentage of those sales of the profit that they made from the people who paid to get in?
Okay.
You bitch-ass motherfuckers are getting hosed because your people are paying to get in and you're performing for free, but they're paying to get in. You're still selling tickets, player. You just too stupid to fucking understand it.
I'm glad he said that. For one, I thought he
So
was
there's
gonna
no
say
such
bitch-ass
thing.
niggas. I was like, oh shit, hold
There's
on.
no such thing as a free show.
All right.
It does not exist. Go to the park, throw yourself a fucking whatever the fuck you want. It's free to go to the park and rap over a boombox. But when you're renting venues and hiring security and paying DJs and getting insurance and running marketing and hiring a staff to execute a 12-hour event and feeding everyone, that costs money. And hopefully you generate a profit from that so you can continue to do that in the future.
Okay.
I digress.
Okay. No, you on it. You're on it. Okay. So, all right. So y'all need. Okay. So you're telling them. I just think it's funny. I'm definitely weak because I definitely thought you said you bitch ass niggas. I was dying inside right now. I know you.
Listen, I get a lot of passes. That's not one.
Yo, hold on. Time out. All right, I mean, yeah, that shit crazy. Like, you got y'all throw a free show and do all of that great stuff, but what are your artists retaining from that show? I understand that. I've done a few shows where maybe it's not packed.
There's no such thing as a free show.
I'm agreeing with you. There's no such thing as a free show.
Doesn't
Somebody's
exist.
getting paid.
Somebody's paying for it or somebody's getting paid.
Oh, both sides of the coin. So someone's paying and someone's getting paid. But the question is within that, where do the artists fit? Right? So in your situation, because I've paid rent off of fucking RTU shows. I don't give a shit what nobody has to say. I've said it multiple times and I'll say it again. I paid rent off this shit.
And you know how much joy that brings me, because you did like proof of concept, and you also took full advantage of all the resources. Like the resources that artists get now, they get an online flyer, they get physical tickets, 200 to start, and if you can get off more, man, I'll hand you a box. They get an unlimited guest list, which they can take donations digitally and run up and turn it at the door.
Yeah, they had none of that.
They get a live radio interview. On Icon, they come in, do an interview. They got backstage interviews before the show. Like, if an organizer or a promoter even, per se, and when I said promoters are janky, I have dealt with some really good people in the beginning phases of my career. TMC, Ty Michael Carter, that did me right. But they still made a bag off of what we brought to the table.
Okay.
So, like, when artists are upset because they pay to open up for said national artist, I never got charged, but I pulled up 100 deep and everybody bought a ticket. And if you can't do the basic math of tickets are $30 at the door, you pull up with 300 or 100 people. I just cashed out 3 bands for a slot. I've never charged anyone $3,000 for a slot. In fact, I'll bring out Boosie and you get a slot for $500 and I'll give you $2,000 worth of tickets.
Because do you say it's pay to, because when I was younger, I used to think it was pay to play, but it's not.
No, it's not pay to play. It's pull your weight. It's eat what you kill. Make sure you clean your plate.
Because Ticketmaster is buying tickets from the venue to sell. Live Nation is buying tickets to sell. I mean, or buying an agreement to sell tickets on behalf. But the artists still have to sell tickets no matter what stage they're at.
So Polestar is a national website.
Okay.
If you're a national act, your Polestar like rating or value is 50% of your general gross, right? So if Madonna grosses $1 million every time she plays a concert, her booking fee is $500,000.
Wow. Okay.
Because your booking fee is typically 50% to what you gross on average.
Wow. Okay.
So me being Cutthroat Logic, we would gross an average of 500 people at $20 a ticket. We'd make $10,000. If you want to book me in Phoenix, I'm $2,500.
Okay.
To show up and rap. That's 25% to my average gross because I knew that I wasn't going to give them the full court press.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I was going to give them whatever, and that's a fair rate. We got it. Did we get it very often? No, but I'll book my own show. If you can make $2,000 on your own show, you don't need us. You don't need RTU. You need to call a venue, rent that bitch, and throw it yourself.
Right.
Call AZ Way Too Active. Cost you a rack. You keep 100%. Holla at De La Preen. Skirt. Feel me?
What's that skirt?
Like, stop playing. Like, go rent a venue.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to rely on RTU, but RTU is going to take all the liability. We're going to handle all the light work. We're going to cover everything you need, and all you got to do is promote and show up and rap. Stop playing with me. Nobody ever did that for me.
You got that from Ashley? That Stop Playing With Me?
I might have. We definitely talk a lot. So, but who knows? I love that. Shout out to DJ Aw.
Shout out to Aw, man.
That's my little sister. You know, whatever. Like, she's incredible and she's come so far.
Yes.
Like, everybody at RTU, the entire team on Icon, from what Blaze is a legend, and Arizona is going to miss him dearly when he is gone.
I can't even picture
He built
that.
an entire radio station with a 100% independent playlist. And we've had a brick and mortar radio station for 7 years that plays nothing but independent music. And you hoe-ass motherfuckers don't take full advantage of it. You fucking flabbergast me. It makes no sense. Like, I showed up to my first radio interview in 2004 at 4 in the morning on Power 92.3 with Squeak Boogie and Matlocks, my OGs in radio. They played my first record. How many people do you think were listening to the radio at 4 in the morning?
Nobody.
My point. This shit is on a Wednesday night at 7 p.m. and all you got to do is share a link. Like, anybody who undervalues or doesn't appreciate it, I feel like maybe they just don't have the level of intelligence capable to grasp the concept of value.
Everyone's not built for this shit.
No, this ain't for everybody. And unfortunately, it's just the way it is. And I don't judge nobody for not getting it. This ain't for everybody. Like, nobody, it looks like work. They don't want to show up and work.
From the outside,
They
it
want to
doesn't
be
look like
they
that
want to
until
be
you get
treated
in
like
there.
the princes of
Yeah.
Munda and have
Yeah.
fucking flowers thrown at their feet and fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
Like show up and work, man. We provide a platform to give you the opportunity to get a bag, build your brand, grow your network, and have a dope experience. Like if you just make dope music and you want to come out for fun and invite all your homies, you can just pull up on me and we can have an agreement and let's create something dope.
So you've had mad festivals. Where you number 9 was this year, right?
This was the 9th annual, yes.
That's crazy. I think
Year 10 will be the last Arizona Hip Hop Festival.
Oh wait,
This is the
wait,
final
hold on.
festival.
Step up. Say it again.
The 10th annual Arizona Hip Hop Festival is the final festival. We will the brand, the Arizona Hip Hop Festival will come to an end.
So, damn, no more yearly festivals. So wait, there has to be a supplement. There's something else coming. Nah, stop playing.
I don't know.
You don't know yet?
I don't know, man. We've got a lot of opportunities. I think in order for people to appreciate things, they need to feel the absence. And I think that if we even took 12 months off, the city and state wouldn't know what to do with themselves. So this is the
Mad
last
pizza shows.
Mad
Mad
Maya's
pizza parlors.
Bar and Grill.
Yeah, it's going down.
Enjoy that soda machine
Don
right next
Stubbs
to your
back in
mic.
business in this motherfucker, yeah?
Yeah. But anyways, you know what? And I don't disrespect anybody that throws shows at pizza parlors in Mesa because they're necessary. In order for you to value RTU and what we provide, because one day this venue is not going to be here. Look how hip-hop this venue is. This venue is covered in...
Go ahead and pan that motherfucker.
This venue is covered in graffiti. It's as hip-hop gets. And one day we're going to look back on this and be like, damn, that was dope.
Yep.
I wish we would have taken more advantage of what they
So
offer.
I got questions for you within the future, though. So it's done. So you don't know... You don't know what the next step is, right? So, but wait, where do you see, you say people might miss, or people are going to miss it, people need to have absence to be fun. Where do you see this shit going? Where do you see Arizona rap? Because me, as a hater, I'm like, I don't know if anybody's making it out of here all the way. And I've been doing it for a minute. I don't know.
I mean, you've had a lot of
But
success
all the way. I'm talking like.
Yeah. Zach made millions. Futuristic
Okay,
made millions.
that's the bar, but I'm saying past that. Up
So
there.
I pray every day for a top 100 record, a top 10 Billboard platinum record, because the day that we get our Nelly record,
yeah,
the way that he put St. Louis on, I use him as an example because nobody gave a fuck about St. Louis until Nelly.
Never thought about that, yeah.
So and I'm not a Nelly fan, keep it real. But Nelly's a diamond rap artist that came out of St. Louis, and the city ain't never been the same.
Yo, he headlined at Fair and Chandler last year, or maybe the year before that. I went, knew one song. I'm telling you, the entire crowd, all white people, knew all the B-sides, every single lyric.
So that's what happens when you go diamond. White people buy your music. And I can say that endearingly.
You heard it from the source.
Yeah. So
I'm dead.
we need a platinum record. We need somebody to create a platinum. And Blaze is pushing the envelope, man. Like Antonio, Southwest Alliance DJs will be out in Denver next week for the music conference that they're throwing, and we'll be speaking about the Arizona Hip Hop Festival. What do I see in the future? What I would like is I would like to take this circus on the road. I would like to take the Arizona Hip Hop Festival format to Denver, to Salt Lake, to San Diego. And we do have some irons in the fire. You know, is it the last festival? Yes, it's the last festival in Phoenix. It's the last Arizona Hip Hop Festival. But, you know, God knows what's next. I don't know what's next. I gave it to God. You know, like, my heart's in a different place now. You know, shout out to Impact. Like, we're consciously in a different place. So where we're gonna go with this is just put it in God's hands. Wherever God guides me is where I'm gonna go.
It's a good thing to do. Where do you what is your, how about this? What, out of all the hip hop festivals, what was your favorite? You gonna say the first one?
No,
Okay.
the first one was a nightmare. But the first one made it possible. I don't have a favorite. Like,
Really?
we talk about this, and because every year was monumental in some accord, right? So year one, we popped our cherry, and we proved to the world it was possible. In year 2, we brought out No Limit. Stop playing. Like Master P, No Limit, walked through the festival. Like I manifested that by writing it on a whiteboard in 2012. And it was a running joke in my office that when we partner with Master P, this is who we going to sign. We're going to bring him out to the festival. Blaze thought it was a joke. Bag of Tricks, everybody, when we partner with Master P, and I'm like, yeah, because I used to say it as if it was already so.
Manifestation.
And we said it as a joke. Like it became a running joke. It was never a joke to me. It was written on the whiteboard, partner with Master P 2015.
Okay.
In 2016, I partnered with Master P, brought him out to the second festival. So that, to me, was manifestation. That, to me, is the greatest moment in my career because I signed my deal with Master P. It was what I always wanted to do as an artist, but I signed a label deal.
Okay.
And we put somebody from Arizona on.
Yeah.
Who they are now, nobody knows. Nobody really cares. Life's a bitch. But then you have year 3 with Hip Hop Day with Mayor Stanton, which is like, are you kidding me? We're in City Hall. We got year 3. Like, this is crazy. This really happened. Like, we have a state-recognized holiday that is now acknowledged every year in City Hall.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Man, I cried. Like, I dead ass cried tears of joy when we fucking did that. That was amazing. But then you have year 4 where we shut down an entire city block. And we nutted up on Live Nation like, yo, we need 2 days next year. And they were like, you ain't ready. I said, cool, I'm out. Mad at me to this day. God bless him. Eric, I love you. Thank you for putting me on. We don't need you no more.
Yo, Eric. I just said, Eric, I might need you.
Nah, he good people. He good people. If it wasn't for that man, I'd have never had Comerica Theater. I'd have never had the backing of Live Nation. I'd have never gotten an 80-20 dick in my ass. Like, high key, we funded that whole thing and walked away with almost nothing every year. The festival was not profitable until the pandemic. That's year, what was this?
Was that no overhead at that point?
Yeah, because there was no overhead. It was a pandemic. Everybody was scared to go outside.
Yeah.
So, like, year 5, we expanded to a 2-day, shut down the entire city block around this venue. Juice with the city. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Dorina Bustamante. If it wasn't for her, we couldn't have shut down an entire city block.
Right.
We dropped $165,000 in production to produce it. And I took a $50,000 loss on the chin. That to this day is my favorite festival that shut down a city block. Even though I took
died over that 50,000. That's crazy.
Oh my God, my low key, my ex-wife never forgave me. Like I heard about that shit.
In
I
2
lost
years,
a year's salary. I worked for 6 months, 12 hours a day to lose 50 grand. And I took it like a champ, and people called me a millionaire after that festival. They slandered the fuck out of me after that festival. And
was that the one where you
debt.
niggas was throwing money? Or was that 2 years ago?
No, I threw money in May.
That was this year?
That was
last year?
That was May of last year.
Oh, I'm fucking been inside for a minute.
And that was another. So year 5, I mean, it was so monumental. And then year 6, to me, year 6, from a production standpoint, from an attendance standpoint, was the best festival we had ever had because we shut down a city block around Press Room. We put a stage in front of the 911 operator unit that stage alone cost like 40 bands.
Yeah.
And we had 17,500 people over a 2-day span.
That's
Futuristic
wild.
headlined. Between the sheriff's office and county jail, I threw a hip hop festival. Suck my dick.
Hey.
Year 6 is my favorite from production,
Yeah.
from a production standpoint. But here's the nightmare that year 7 was. So we had $250,000 of sponsorship checks secured in December of 2019. I was going to throw the biggest Arizona hip hop festival to date. We had Tech Nine as a headliner. We were going to do a full Strange Music lineup because of Monster Energy coming in as a title sponsor. Tech Nine is a Monster Energy artist.
Okay.
Monster Music. We were going to put up $250,000
What a mercy.
on the AZ Hip Hop Fest. And I was walking on cloud 9.
You touched a quarter with your hands?
No, I had checks
That's
secured.
crazy. That's still
like
crazy.
I had sponsors that had signed 2-year agreements.
Okay.
From 2019. Select was committed for $100,000. Events.com was committed for $25,000. Monster Energy was committed for a sizable amount. Like the list goes on.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
sponsors were like, sign us up.
Okay.
When's next year? And we were like, shit. We just handed them a date.
They
And
seen
we're
that
like, bet we're
ROI.
in.
They seen that return, bro.
So I really thought I was going to finally have a profitable festival in year 7, which we did.
Okay.
but we lost everything. I lost everything. My mother of my children, she wound up leaving in the pandemic. The company was basically belly up because of the pandemic. Like, we couldn't throw events. So what we did is we pivoted and we launched our Roku channel and we filmed a virtual festival, which we threw here. It was about 500 people. And if you were scared to come outside, you were not here. We were here, popping bottles, blowing L's, performing. About 500 people showed up. But that was the first festival that generated a profit.
Okay.
In year 7. And then year 8 was like, everybody was still scared to come outside. They had just lifted the ban of events. And we had, I believe, 75 acts from all over the country fly out because a lot of the country was still shut down.
Okay.
So we had cats coming. We had a cat flew from Puerto Rico. We had a cat coming from upstate New York. Like, I remember they were all over the country, like, flying out.
Crazy.
Because they couldn't even go outside.
Yeah.
They weren't even allowed to, like, do anything. It was like ghost towns in the towns they were coming from, and they're coming out here, and we're like outside blowing L's, like popping bottles. So that festival was monumental because it was the most profitable festival.
So what was your least favorite?
Least favorite?
Mm-hmm. You gonna say the first?
No, I don't have one because
You don't got a least or a favorite? You neither?
I don't have a least favorite.
What about this year with Death Row?
Death Row? Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Game changer. Like, Def Jam came out, Shade 45 came out, Death Row came out.
All positives.
Like, we brought out labels, we brought out influencers, we brought out. So this year was a nightmare in itself because when we were opening, literally there was the most rain that had ever rained in the history of Arizona.
Ooh. Did you hear that?
It was pouring. It was pouring. Yeah, somebody do it.
Somebody just cried?
It happens all the time.
Oh shit! Go ahead.
It's pouring, and there's a fucking parade literally walking around this venue, so you can't pull in to set up.
Okay.
Because I have a parade around my festival, and there are police barricades.
Okay.
So that was a nightmare. But and the rooftop stage at Bar Smith flooded. Obviously, that sucked.
Yeah.
And was extremely unfortunate. But the show must go on, and that is the motto. We live by it. I will never collapse under the weight of my own ambition, and we're gonna continue to do dope shit as long as it is what God wants. And when God is like, "Yo, this is over," it's over.
Yeah.
And I'm not arguing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a least favorite. I mean, the first one was a logistical nightmare. That was such a hard learning lesson, and so many people were angry with me because I just didn't know how to manage 3 stages and 110 acts. Time-wise, I didn't know how to time. I didn't know we needed a stage manager. The first festival created the position of a stage manager.
Yeah.
And if you run a concert of
That's the
any
worst
size,
fucking position at any show.
being a stage manager sucks.
Yeah.
But if you're good at it, you can make it fun, and it's not as miserable as it. But no, it's fucking miserable. But it's necessary in order for an event to run smoothly. So God bless to my stage managers. I don't know what I'd do without. I know what I'd do without you. I'd shoot myself.
Unfazed. God loving and unfazed. I like that shit. So what I really wanted people to get a different, and honestly, I'm not gonna even front. The image of you is aligned with how you present yourself. And I know people are like, well, isn't that the image? But it's not. Okay, you can present yourself a certain way and people like take it a different way. Your image and your presentation are aligned. Okay, and that's something I've never spoken to you, like I said earlier before off camera, I've never spoken to you like as man and man. We spoke as fucking, what do you call it, community organizer and rapper. So
Artist, you're an artist.
We're getting there. Yeah, thank you.
Dude,
thank
you make
you.
art.
Respect. You heard from the guy. You heard
Bars.
that. From the guy, you heard that.
He doesn't suck.
From the guy, you heard that. All right, so respect, bro. Respect. I fucking appreciate you. I really thought I was trying to see if you're gonna hate on one of your festivals. You don't even hate on the shit you do.
Why? Because I'm blessed every time I do it. Like every single festival, I choke back tears of joy because once again we did it. Because they said it couldn't be done, and one day I'm not gonna be able to do it anymore. And you're gonna miss it. People gonna miss it. They're gonna miss the fuck out of me when I'm gone.
Facts.
And that's okay, because hopefully somebody gonna come up behind me and soak up all this game and drop their nuts and do something similar. I hope they do.
So what's your advice for the next artist coming up, the next organizer coming up? What do you have for them?
Go to college, get a job.
Yes, sir.
Focus on your family.
Guess who enrolled back in school to get that master's?
Man, but no, find your purpose.
Yep.
Find your walk in purpose. Find your faith.
Yep.
and with purpose, with faith and purpose, and just like you can't lose, man. And like if you lose sight of that, then it's over for you. Like stick a fork in them, it's a wrap. But as long as you sustain that, like what we do is a blessing, and that's why I can't hate on that. And what you said about my being aligned, like it means a lot to me that you say that, because every day I battle demons in an attempt to maintain that integrity. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you feel me?
Yeah, should be like
A whole lot of this, and very few people got a set of these.
Yeah.
But it takes everything in my soul to not take it there. And like a lot of these dudes, they get away with murder because they know that they can speak on it and they're not gonna get
no backlash.
They're not gonna be held accountable.
Yeah, for sure.
But so many people have. It's like, when y'all gonna learn? Like, somebody have a bad day, you might pass that bad day on. And I'm just grateful every day. I don't give in, and I just I'm just blessed to be doing this with Blaze and the homies, and like still doing what we love and not having to go to a job. Like, fuck, like. I can't wait for the festival. The 5 festivals that we're throwing this year and what we're going to do in December, and just the relationship with Def Jam. Like having Def Jam, like they break an artist in the market. They're interested in artists in the market.
So you're bringing Def Jam out here to see people from Arizona?
I picked up Def Jam from the airport and we rode around the city bumping nothing but Arizona hip hop.
Okay.
That was a dream come true.
Okay.
Like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't fucking believe it. My whole life, I've wanted to pitch Def Jam what I thought would be me. And I played everybody else.
Shit. Okay.
Because I just want to see somebody get picked up and get the machine behind them and get a real bag. Like, there's so many artists that deserve a shot. But for whatever reason, I don't know if there's a voodoo curse on Arizona or what it is, but it hasn't happened yet. And it will. I'm patient. And when it comes, we're going to look back on these moments and be like, we helped cultivate that.
Okay.
And that's, to me, I'm good. I'm out.
Respect. No pun intended.
Yeah.
That's it.
The underground.
Hey, man. I'm Corey Southwest. This is Justus, RTU, that guy. All right? We got Verse behind the camera. We're being honest, transparent, letting y'all know what time it is. And I'm still that nigga. He's still that wigger. We out of here. Hey.
Today and forever. 2 lifetimes in the game, my dues is overpaid amidst the hate. I feel like my welcome is overstayed. You'd respect me more if you knew what I overcame. Yesterday, I seen a sucker die of a loose change, so we protest, willing to give our lives for change. I got a rusty revolver for rainy days, she my throwaway. Every day I pray my damn demons gon' go away. No umbrella, I just might pull up and make it rain. This music helped me numb the pain, she my Novocaine. Every time I touch the stage, I rush a dopamine. In my state, name a hustler that's as dope as me. I'll wait. I paved the way and made my lane. Forever changed the game. When it come time to walk away, they will never forget my name. Utmost respect to the vets, created the wave. I just hope the wave I create really create change. Overstand, this underground is overplayed. What is understood does not need to be explained. You respect me more if you knew what I overcame amidst the hate. I feel like my welcome is overstayed. Mark my words, fuck a chain, invest. Make an impact, that's a flex. Sincerely, just us. Watch your step, that's a threat.
He's popping memos?